Hey everyone, I'm Charting Man Dan of the Chart Guys, trader and technical analyst for the last 13 plus years. We're going to check in on the market. We were looking for the daily oversold bounces to start the week. We got them. Now we know we're looking for daily lower highs as the most likely scenario. We've got some meta earnings to throw into the mix. Tesla earnings reaction yesterday into this morning. Let's get to the charts. All right, so we know a daily lower high is the most likely scenario. We start the morning with a gap up open. We know, generally speaking, gap ups are for selling, especially when they align with the longer term most likely scenario. So overall, we're scouting to see if this is going to mark daily lower highs. After hours, meta earnings reaction is bearish and SPY is testing the low of the day right now. So if when tomorrow rolls around, if we have this hourly downtrend confirming with the drop on the morning, hourly lower high, nice bounce, but just a lower high, and if we break the low of today tomorrow, we confirm an hourly downtrend, we confirm the daily lower high, and the next bit of information is, can the bulls confirm a daily uptrend to have the daily oversold mark the higher low on a longer term time frame, or is that just a dead cat bounce to result in lower lows? What the bears want to see tomorrow is all major sectors hitting the lows of the day at the same time to show us money leaving the market again. If that happens, that increases the probabilities for me significantly that we can drop to a lower low. If it's rotation, then we have more high probability that a daily higher low can form. Today, we were this close to all major sectors hitting the low of the day at the same time. On the morning, XLF double bottomed at its low of the day to prevent it from happening. Late morning, healthcare, XLV, double bottomed at the low of the day to prevent it from happening. And I'm watching very closely if that clearly happens on this consolidation after the bounce attempt. So QQQ, same deal. You can see a 30-minute equilibrium into the end of the day. And there's your bearish meta reaction. So hourly downtrend confirming. If we break 424.20, then the daily lower high is set. Loved the clarity of today's action. I wasn't planning on trading a lot today, but found myself in flow state just because the most likely scenarios kept aligning. First, we had the NASDAQ 5-minute equilibrium on the open, just nice and clear. And while we were tightening up here, I have a little bit of a bear lean because I know we just gapped up in a daily lower high is the most likely scenario after we just bounced massively for a couple of days. And then Bitcoin dumped while we were still in this equilibrium. Bitcoin clearly started daily consolidation. I'm not saying the broader market dumped because Bitcoin led the way. I'm saying that I can shift my probabilities as a trader, and if Bitcoin is dumping, breaking support, starting daily consolidation, while QQQ is forming a 5-minute equilibrium with all of the other setup, my probabilities, if it was 55% that this breaks bear, now goes up to 65% that it's going to break bear. So I can use that information. It's just a little piece of the puzzle. Would it be possible to break bull while Bitcoin is dumping? Yes. But again, it's just a probability shifter as we're collecting all these little pieces of data, all these little clues to help us determine probabilities. We end up with the bear break. Had a nice bounce. So we'll talk about a semiconductor bounce trade that I took because I posted about it. And I was shorting the NASDAQ on the way down, but not doing a good job of posting. So I don't want to talk about it in hindsight. But the bounce was knowing, so I was looking at a semiconductor bounce, and the reason was knowing that a number of things. Number one, at the point in time when I was looking for a bounce, the bears had been in complete control. NVDA 15-minute RSI was in the teens, and I started to notice relative strength. Where did my things go? So I say at, I don't know, right near the bottom, aggressive bulls are keeping an eye on SMH and NVDA here. Small relative strength versus QQQ the last 10 minutes. So why did that stand out to me? Because on the way down, SMH divided by QQQ was showing relative weakness the whole way. We then bottomed at 1234, and we had relative strength from 1234 to 1258. So that's relative strength. Let's see when exactly my entry was. 1234 was relative strength. 3468 on SOXL. 1236, 12. Anyways, right near that low, SOXL dropped down and hit 34.60 at that low. So I got a real good fill. I sell partial 10 cents higher. I put my stop at 34.58 and I give a risk-free attempt to see this bounce. And my mindset was, if we are indeed going to start daily consolidation, it has to happen with hourly confirmed downtrends. If we're going to confirm hourly downtrends, that means an hourly bounce has to happen. So I was looking for NVDA crushed RSI. Hourly bounce has to happen to confirm the downtrend to the daily lower high being set as just a number of the factors, the relative strength, another reason. And other than that, exited on the 5-minute stair step. If you have a 5-minute stair step, it's often the 1-minute EMA 12 acting as support or resistance. So this QQQ bounce had a 5-minute stair step for about an hour. And during that point in time, the 1-minute EMA 12 just kept going and kept hold the whole way up. When we finally lost it, that's it. The momentum's gone. What you will find is often when you're in that extreme of a stair step, whatever time frame it's on, normally you look at that and say, QQQ, well, when we lose the 5-minute stair step, we know a 5-minute higher low is most likely. We have a ton of space for it. But we also know that an hourly lower high is the most likely scenario. When you have that momentum and it finally stops, often that's the pivot. And so if you want to be an aggressive bear, a bull is exiting when 1-minute EMA 12 is lost, and an aggressive bear is top fishing when that level is lost for low risk and saying, all right, I'm going to make an attempt for the hourly lower high. But some nice trading in both directions today. So QQQ at the lows. So it's looking real likely now that we are going to set the daily lower high. Another factor, daily EMA 12, gap up open, daily lower high most likely scenario. Again, when we get a confluence of signals, our confidence increases. So it's very likely that the NASDAQ's going to break the low of today, tomorrow, potentially going to gap down. We're at the low of the reaction right now, 422.85. And now it's a question of how much retracement from the bounce do we see. So the bounce was decent retracement, almost 50, right about 50%. Can we form the daily higher low? Well, we're probably going to need help from other earnings. What do we got? Google and Microsoft left this week. So now how much are we going to pull back? 50% retracement would be 421.40. Bears want to see us exceed that level on a pullback. But it's getting pretty ugly here after hours as Meta is in free fall. And Meta ran straight up. I looked at its monthly and I was shocked to see that its monthly EMA 12 is down at 373. We would need to drop another 10% plus from where we are after hours just to get to monthly EMA 12. I mean, we went straight up 400% plus. Pretty astounding. And it's coming back down to reality a bit, trading at 432 now. So when's the last time we were at 432? It's been a while. Few months. Just seeing, we're in gap fill territory. Let's see if that opens things up. But because Meta is down so much, Microsoft's down 1%, Apple's down a little bit. So all these names that have yet to report, Amazon's down over 1%. So I might want to take some more hedge profit. Entered some SQQQ for the daily lower high to protect the IRA. I guess I'll let it play out till tomorrow morning at least. So bears, daily lower high set, very likely. Tesla, bullish earnings reaction. We can watch this downtrend resistance line where we stalled out. We got 4 different touches there, so that's valid for me. And we have to confirm a daily uptrend if anything's going to change. Yes, I am scouting a 3-month higher low compared to 101. But a daily uptrend confirming is just the first baby step towards a 3-month higher. I mean, we need a weekly uptrend to confirm. So let's just take it nice and slow. Can we confirm a daily uptrend whenever we top out? And then we got to confirm a weekly uptrend. But I am watching for a 3-month higher low compared to 101 sometime this summer. So we'll be keeping an eye on that moving forward. Financial sector, daily consolidation started. Its bounce retracement was very significant. Same thing though, we got to confirm a daily uptrend. Little bit of downside reaction after hours. We're down. I mean, it's not much at all. It's 0.2% or something, 0.15%. But best case for the bulls, back test and hold these EMAs, which are crossing bull, and then confirm a daily uptrend. But significant relative strength in the financial sector over the last week, aside from the last 2 days that the NASDAQ and semiconductors got their bounce going. And go back and watch, I'm sure Joey talked about it as well. I didn't watch his video yesterday, but watch the video from Monday, just laying out the setup, the inside bars for QQQ, semiconductors, the bounce, now scouting the lower high. It's just a good continuity, step by step. I use that word a lot in that video. So XLV is trying to negate the daily bear flag, daily inside bar today. Again, when the move tops out, we've got to confirm the daily uptrend. So the burden is on bulls to do that in all of these major sectors if there's going to be any confidence that our bottoms are in for now. So what this daily consolidation looks like the next couple days, and Meta, and Microsoft and Google earnings are going to be key here. Pretty important heading into next week. IWM, daily inside bar, but we're watching it for a lower high as well. It's not reacting much after hours. BABA. BABA looks to me like Wyckoff accumulation. So I've been saying I don't care at all about BABA unless we break this resistance. But we broke support into a massive V-shaped bounce. 3 gap up opens in a row. And this is going back to Lamont's style of technical analysis utilizing volume profile. If you break a clear support zone and there's no acceptance under it, and then you V-shape, that's notable. And this looks to me like Wyckoff distribution, trading sideways with a downward lean, bear break, no follow through, that marks the low. So what I want to see from here in an ideal world is reject from 75.43 and give us a daily inverse head and shoulders. And I'll scout a daily high or low entry. I'll make a statement that's either the daily high or low or I'm wrong, and then try and confirm that daily uptrend to make our way into a resistance break. But I'm back interested in looking for a longer term bottom in BABA and some of these Chinese names because of the response to breaking support. CLSK, crypto mining stock, did the same thing. Breaking this base of support, 0 follow through, V-shape. So it has my attention on BABA. And KWeb, even stronger. KWeb's already hitting those higher highs. Very impressive. This is the strongest the Chinese names have been in a long time. Let's look at KWeb divided by QQQ. Probably a massive bounce. Yeah, this is the strongest KWeb has been compared to the NASDAQ in the entire year. Testing the highs of the year, first thing of the year. So let's see if that relative strength can stick. Definitely an attention grabber. Could take a little more profit. Okay. Cannabis, CGC, solid bounce. Daily stair step down, daily stair step up. Very nice bounce retracement. Still, in the absence of news, an equilibrium is the most likely scenario, but I've definitely been impressed with the bull follow through. And I did not get much of this bounce. A couple little trades here and there, but I've been focusing on the semiconductors on this bounce the last couple of days, and was not expecting this significant a turnaround, but cannot stress enough the 5-minute volume signals on these names, ACB and CGC. When the 5-minute volume, this is your standard volume. When the first candle is the highest volume of the day. That happens the vast majority of the time in many names, sectors, ETFs, whatever. Sometimes, more often the cannabis sector, that changes. As soon as you get that information, that to me can say aggressive bull. That happened yesterday at 10 a.m. And then from that point forward, we end up going another 10% higher. And then it happened, again, here's normal, highest volume of the morning, normal, highest volume first candle. It happened here as well. Highest volume candle of the morning, 35 minutes into the day. That's unusual. The worst entry you get on that candle is 690. We end up going 18% higher from a late signal. Oh man, I feel like I'm chasing. I mean, we have to protect. We have to have a stop loss and, manage our risk. But that's a signal. If I'm going to chase and buy into a break, that volume signal is worth paying attention to. So we're going to scout. When the daily stair step is lost, we'll look for a higher low. ACB is similar, just a little bit weaker. Good sign to initially break 745, but still clearly struggling there. Remember on the way down, reject, 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 reject. We broke it yesterday, but couldn't close over it. Still struggling a bit. But overall, the weekly charts for these the Canadian names here look a-okay. Weekly higher low. Again, this is showing us this isn't the slow bleed, because we had a weekly stair step drop last time. Now we got a weekly higher low. Doesn't mean we can't, confirm a weekly downtrend, but we could say it's different than the last time around. And CGC, similar. It's not just a stair step, give it all back. Higher low set off the EMA back test. Yes, a weekly lower high is possible to continue tightening up, but we can say it's not the same as last time. MSOS is still struggling. There was a massive market sell at the end of the day to ensure we did not close at $9. Somebody put a $1.5 million sell at $8.92 limit right in the last minute of the day. But it's just a daily downtrend. Nothing changes as long as it's a daily downtrend. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. If this bounce does not break 959, it's just another lower high in the daily downtrend. So nowhere near the amount of strength that the higher listed names are seeing. SNDL had a nice little bounce, but it's clearly ACB and CGC leading the higher listed names. VFF worth paying attention to. This is going to break soon. We're just going sideways here, tightening up. Crypto stocks, nice move. I will be scouting daily higher lows. MARA and Riot going back and forth in terms of relative strength and weakness this week. But Riot has been very impressive. 1312 key resistance. Again, tons of space for a daily higher low on these miners. CLSK as well. I'm pretty much watching these three. When I look for a daily higher low, it's either going to be Riot or CLSK. And Riot divided by MARA is showing us that it's the strongest it's been in a couple of months. And if we can clear 6.8, it'll be the strongest it's been in 5 months, which would be significant. Dollar, daily downtrend confirmed, no follow through. So now we'll see if it ends up being a weekly bull flag. Metal's still seeing weekly consolidation. We're going to scout a higher low, but no sign of it yet on both gold and silver. And miners. What's oil doing? So oil's trying to set that weekly higher low. Need to shape up a daily uptrend. Bulls are just fine if weekly EMA 12 holds. Trying to do so now. All right, quick summary. Scouting daily lower highs, they're likely set. Now the big question, do we drop to lower lows? We need increasing bear volume. We need all major sectors hitting the lows together to increase our probabilities that we're going to drop to daily lower lows. If that is not happening, we're going to look for daily higher lows and tightening ranges into next week. Microsoft and Google earnings are definitely going to have an impact as to whether or not the NASDAQ sets a daily higher low this week or not in the next 2 days. Hope you're well. Do good things. See you soon.